Let's talk about the spiritual side of the crucifixion. Everybody is always focusing on the physical side, what Jesus went through, what his body went through, how his body dropped down on the cross, and then how it would have affected his lungs, and how he would have not been able to breathe, and how that could have caused his death, and all this physical stuff. But I want to talk to you today about the spiritual side of the crucifixion, which is also the more important side of the crucifixion, and it is also the part which everybody misses and no one ever teaches about. Just before Jesus died on the cross, he called out to his Father and he said, "Why did you forsake me?" At that moment, Jesus was in such a terrible spiritual state, which me and you could never, ever, and will never, ever be in. All the demons, of all the sins, of all humanity, that includes all the witches, all the Satanists, all the Freemasons, all the people's sins, the wickedest man on earth sins. Aleister Crowley, the Satanist who wrote the Satanic Bible, every single person on earth's sins and the demons attached to those sins were on Jesus' shoulders. This is to be totally forsaken by God. Guys, you and I both know how horrible it is when we have even one spiritual attack of one demonic spirit coming our way. Imagine Jesus. He had the whole world's demonic spirits, fallen angels, principalities, and every evil being attacking him at once. You and I would have not survived that. And I'm not talking about the crucifixion, I'm talking about the spiritual attacks that Jesus had to endure that day. Jesus was so full of demons and garbage and sins and filth that even God, his own Father, couldn't look at him. The worst sin that you could ever think of someone doing, Jesus had that on his shoulders. What does it mean to be forsaken by God? It means you are in hell. Hell is the absence of God. In God's holiness, God couldn't look at Jesus. He couldn't look at his Son with all those demons and sins upon him. But there was another reason as well why God forsake Jesus. It was for every person on earth who were ever rejected and who have ever experienced rejection in any way or form, to tell them that Jesus has also experienced rejection from his Father, and that Jesus knows what we are going through when we go through rejection, and when we have a spirit of rejection, and when someone we love dearly, or who was supposed to love us dearly, turned their backs on us. Now let's think for a moment how the devil must have thought at that moment. If you were the devil and you saw Jesus there hanging on the cross with all your workers, your demonic spirits, the sins coming from you upon Jesus, and you saw that his own Father rejected him and turned his back on Jesus, what would you have done if you were the devil? I think Satan called up all his demonic powers from out of all the cosmos. And he told them, look, now we've got Jesus exactly where we want him. Let's pin him down. And let's finish him off. Because his Father is not with him anymore. But God the Father, as faithful of a Father that he is, came back after 3 days and resurrected his Son from the death. And with that same power that God resurrected Jesus from the grave, that same power is within you and me today. Born again believers of Christ, we have amazing power within us. We must learn how to use it to fight Satan and his demons and his workers and all the attacks that are coming our way. Jesus died on the cross in order for us to be able to receive that power and to fight the devil and to be victorious in our fight, just as Jesus has been victorious in his fight on the cross.